It's an absolutely perfect September afternoon for outdoor baseball. Game 3 between the Twins and the Indians, and the Twins are hoping that this next to last homestand will be their best of the year. A step in the right direction last night. Cole DeVries helped contribute to a shutout of the Cleveland Indians, evening this series at a game apiece. 6 innings for DeVries, 3 scoreless innings for the bullpen. All in all, a really good night for the Twins last night at Target Field. And we welcome you to Target Field. Dick and Bert with you for Game 3 between the Twins and the Indians. So now the challenge is for Esmerling Vasquez to pick the ball up where Cole DeVries left it and pitch another good one today.
Yeah, Vasquez, he pitched very well down in AAA, but this young man, only 28 years old, making just his second major league start. In his first start in Kansas City, he got the loss in that ball game, but you know what? The first couple innings, you could see that he was very, very nervous. The guy that usually with very good control ended up walking 3 and a little wild at times. But hopefully after that start, he's settled down a little bit. This will be his first appearance here at Target Field in front of the home crowd. So hopefully Vasquez can settle down and throw some strikes early.
And the Twins hope to do enough scoring against Corey Kluber to give him a win today.
Yeah, Kluber is making just his 8th major league start. So both these guys trying to get their feet wet at the major league level. Kluber did face the Twins earlier this year. He left with a 5-1 lead, but the Twins rallied and came back and won that ball game 7-5.
So not only an important ball game last night for the Twins, on a nice ball game, a Twins win, but a very special pregame ceremony. And when we come back, we'll revisit a special honor bestowed to a special man. Brought to you by your local Northland Ford dealers. Visit your local Northland Ford dealer or go to northlandford.com. And by Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards.
Beautiful day for baseball. Game number 3 between the Indians and the Twins, and what a night it was last night as Minnesota honored their former manager, Tom Kelly. They retired his number. It went up into the rafters, and what an appearance by the former skipper, of course, winning the World Series in 1987 and 1991. The current Twins with an autographed edition of his retired number. They were on hand for his speech as well as many of his former players. And in typical TK fashion last night, it was all about deflecting attention from himself and talking about the game of baseball and what matters most to the former skipper.
The game is not about the manager. It's not about the coaches, media, front office people, none of those. It is certainly not about any umpire either. God forbid, help us. It's about the players. The players are the ones that you come to see. They're the ones you come to watch. They're the ones you cheer for. And once the players screw up, then you scream at the manager. Right, Gordy? Yeah. That's how that goes down.
Vintage Tom Kelly last night. They paid tribute with the old defense and pitching as Minnesota won that game 3-0. They'll look for the same today. Vasquez and the Twins looking for 2 in a row coming up next on Fox Sports North.
Spot in the rotation next year. Today, it's Esmerling Vasquez, who will try to show his stuff and perhaps put himself into the Twins' pitching plans. Perfect weather in September. Fans showing up here in shorts and t-shirts on a Sunday afternoon. Twins hoping to still win this series after playing a disappointing ball game Friday night. A nice comeback win last night. And for Manny Acta, he's hoping his team can get back on track again after a dreadful August. September's not off to a great start. Here's his Menards batting order. Shin-Soo Choo, followed by Jason Kipnis, Asdrubal Cabrera, Michael Brantley, Carlos Santana, Russ Kanzler, Brent Lillibridge, Jason Donald, and Lou Marson.
And as Merling Vasquez making his second major league start, this is his first appearance here at Target Field. Those are his numbers in his last start in Kansas City. Again, his major league debut as a starter, but prior to that, 3 seasons with the Arizona Diamondbacks, where he was in 141 ball games over those 3 years as a reliever.
Twins out on the field. Brought to you by Northland Ford. Darren Mastroianni in left, Ben Revere in center, Chris Parmalee in right, Eduardo Escobar, Pedro Florimon, Jamie Carroll, Justin Morneau around the infield, Joe Mauer the designated hitter, and Ryan Doman doing the catching. Escobar, who saw most of his time with the White Sox at third base, makes his Twins debut at third base here today. Here's Shin-Soo Choo. And Vasquez misses the corner, ball 1.
And we talked about it in Kansas City. Vasquez, a starter now, but still works out of that stretch position.
Tapper, foul, 1-1. Choo's had a nice series. The Indians winning a bad ball game on Friday night, and the Twins winning a good one, and that has nothing to do with the outcome, although obviously life is better on Twins television when the Twins win. But just Thursday or Friday's game was just an ugly game for both teams. The Indians won it by 1 run, and the Twins came back and won last night 3-0.
Yeah, I think what we've seen in the first 2 ball games, the reason that these 2 ball clubs are really struggling, it's the pace of the game. The starters sometimes, especially Hendricks and then even DeVries last night, started off very slowly as far as the tempo of the game, and then DeVries picked it up when he got that lead, and he pitched 6 very good shutout innings.
Talked to him today, by the way, and his ribs are sore. It hurts to breathe, sneeze, cough, do anything you normally would do that would expand your body cavity, albeit temporarily. It hurts, but he'll be fine for his next start. Changeup just off the outside corner, 2-2. That's the pitch that separates Vasquez from a lot of other pitchers, both in the minor leagues and the major leagues. He has an above average changeup.
Yeah, but again, I say you have to get ahead with that fastball so you can get into that count of throwing the changeup. There's a fastball missing inside. Now, you have a good changeup to a good fastball hitter like Choo. This might be an opportunity to throw that 3-2 changeup. We'll see what he throws right here. Choo has started the last 2 ball games off with a base hit for the Indians.
Fastball misses, and it's a leadoff walk.
Let's take a look at the GMC keys to Vasquez here this afternoon. Take a deep breath. Just his second major league start. Relax a little bit. It's hard out there. And enjoy the moment. It goes by so fast. He worked really hard to get back to the big leagues. And hopefully do what Cole DeVries did last night. Give him 6 good innings.
And within all of that, holding runners on. The Royals stole a couple of bases against Vasquez, and Choo is a base-stealing threat, and he's aboard now. And again, Vasquez missing the outside corner with his first pitch. There's a strike. What base-stealing threats the Indians have are front-loaded in their batting order today. Choo and Kipnis hitting 1 and 2, and they'll do most of the base stealing for Cleveland.
Yeah, they have 45 of the 95 combined stolen bases. Choo with 18.
Missing 2-1. The ball rolls away from Doman.
And again, that's what we kind of saw in Kansas City. Control of the fastball. We saw even that 1-0 pitch to get the count to 1-1. He threw the changeup right there, trying to work that fastball down as he did to Choo, and ended up walking Choo right there, falling behind to Kipnis on the fastball.
2-1. Headed up the middle. Backhanded by Carroll to Florimone, not in time to get Kipnis, one away. Good play by Carroll on the backhand.
Yeah, the Twins were able to turn 2 double plays in last night's ballgame. They lead the major leagues in turning double plays. So, with that means there's a lot of base runners, first of all. But you can get the ground ball, and Carroll kind of smothered that ball a little late, I think, getting it over to Florimone. Had a little trouble getting it out of his glove. And right there, that little hesitation gave Kipnis that one extra step to stay out of the double play. See Carroll right there, just that little bit of hesitation. But they do get the lead runner, and that's Chu at second base.
There's a first pitch changeup and a strike to Cabrera. Vasquez has a slider. It's not a great pitch, but it's a third pitch for him. But his best 2 pitches are his fastball and his changeup. Swing and a miss.
There's a fastball there at 92. I think what we saw in that series in Kansas City, his start, we didn't see the curveball really until like the 3rd inning, something like that. It was basically fastball changeup right off the get-go. Kipnis with 27 stolen bases. And a throw over, and Kipnis just getting back.
It's a close play.
Vasquez, 28 years old, from the Dominican Republic, signed by the Diamondbacks as a free agent back in 2003.
And his insertion into the rotation in Rochester, kind of part of the domino effect. Guys up here were hurt or were struggling, so the likes of DeDuno, P.J. Walters, Scott Diamond, all were brought up from Rochester.
Jeff Manship,
another one.
DeVries,
and so
just keep going on.
And then that creates a vacuum behind those guys. And Vasquez, who hadn't started a game since 2008, was moved into the Rochester rotation because they needed somebody or some bodies to start. And he did well enough to get a September call-up.
Yeah, there's a changeup right there that Cabrera, a very good hitter, does not have a very good swing. You see the movement of that changeup just tailing away. And Cabrera, a strikeout victim.
Brantley with 2 gone and a runner at first. Down and away, ball 1.
Brantley having a very solid year, hitting .286. Indians had thoughts of him playing left field, but because of Grady Sizemore out over the last year plus, Brantley has been their center fielder. He's done a very good job.
And again, Kipnis gets back safely. How many guys did you pick off in your career at first base?
If I ever picked anybody off, they were sleeping.
No, but 22 years. You
know what? I did not like throwing to first base. I tried to change my, how long I held that ball, and then throw toward home plate just to speed up the game. There are a lot of times it would come from the bench to throw over, and you have the option of throwing over or stepping off just to try to see if there's something on. But I myself, I didn't throw over a lot because I wanted to get that guy out at home plate rather than worrying about that guy, especially a guy like a Ricky Henderson. I mean, he's going to steal whenever he wants anyway. So why even throw over? You're wasting strength in your arm.
1-1 to Brantley.
Especially there's 2 outs. There's 2 outs here.
Now you say you didn't like to throw over to first. You didn't have a mental block about it or anything like that.
No.
Okay, because some pitchers have a hard time physically getting the ball over there.
No, not at all. Vasquez, you can see, has very quick feet, but right here, just you're worrying more about Kipnis at first than you are maybe making a good pitch here to Brantley.
Brantley steps out of the box now. Way outside, 2-1.
I think I told this before, but I remember pitching a game against Oakland where Ricky Henderson with 2 outs got on first base, however, a walk, base hit. With 2 outs, he stole second, he stole third, and I kind of looked at him like, go ahead, try home. Well, I got the guy at home plate, and he was stranded at third base, but he got 2 stolen bases.
He got his 2 stolen bases.
Right.
There goes Kipnis, and the pitch looped to left. Near the line, Mastroianni makes the catch to end the inning. The leadoff walk does no damage. Vasquez has a scoreless first. That second for the Twins, hoping to make it back-to-back wins over Cleveland. Twins batting order brought to you by Menard. Ben Revere leading off, then Carroll. Bauer, the designated hitter. Morneau, Doman, and Parmalee. Mastroianni, Escobar, and Florimone.
Yeah, Twins lead the season series against the Indians 8-5. They're a team that they have had good success against. We're seeing a Corey Kluber for the second time. Kluber making just his 8th Major League start. His second Major League start came against the Twins in Cleveland. He left that ballgame. He pitched a pretty good ballgame. He left with a 5-1 lead and a couple of runners on, and the Twins ended up rallying and winning that ballgame 7-5.
Indians out of the field. Russ Kanzler in left. Michael Brantley in center. Shin-Soo Choo in right. Jason Donald, Brent Lillibridge, Jason Kipnis, Carlos Santana, your infielders. And Lou Marson, the catcher.
What the Twins saw from Kluber was a very good fastball. He throws a little cut fastball, curveball, and a changeup.
And a key for the Twins against him, and to be more direct with Marson behind the plate, probably getting some of the speed guys on base. Marson's only thrown out 10% of potential base stealers. And so the Twins have guys like Revere and Carroll, Mastroianni, Escobar, and Florimone that could run.
Yeah, I always look at, those percentages for the catchers, but a lot of stolen bases, and we see it. Ground ball backhanded by Kipnis. Nice throw up the line.
Oh.
But Santana able to hold on to it as Ben Revere and Santana make contact.
Everybody okay, close play, and Santana, we've seen him at first base. Maybe not have the best footwork in the world, but this throw nearly pulled him off the bag.
Yeah, I mean, Kipnis knows who's running, so the throw up the line, and Santana has to go up the line and try to get it, and Ben Revere, steps on the bag, then just tries to kind of cushion himself. See Santana keeping his foot on the bag, and thank goodness both players okay.
So Revere retired. Here's Jamie Carroll. Strike on the outside corner. Carroll spent a couple of years with the Indians. He's had a good series against them here.
Yeah, Carroll with the Indians in 2008 and 2009 seasons.
1-1.
He's been a very, very good influence in this organization. Carroll signing as a free agent over the winter, a 2-year contract with a club option for 2014.
You look at the rest of the infielders, excluding Morneau, and I think whoever you're talking about, Dozier, Florimo, Plouffe, you could use the word erratic with them in the field. And Carroll has been a stabilizing force in an otherwise erratic infield roster. Pulled to third, picked up by Donald. 2 down. Now that's not to say that Florimon won't settle down, or some of these guys might not be.
You're talking about younger players.
Right.
Carroll is a veteran. He's been through the battles. He knows what it takes to play every day at the major league level. And really, over the last 3 or 4 years, he's had that opportunity. He first came up as a utility type player.
2 gone. Here's Joe Mauer. Mauer getting a DH day today. Josh Willingham getting the day off because of that. And a drive up the middle, a leadoff single on the first pitch. Probably count on 2 hands the number of times Mauer swings at the first pitch, but he did.
How many times have we seen that from Joe Mauer? He usually likes to take pitches, get that count, hopefully in his favor, looking for the fastball, but he looks right away. Fastball pretty much right there. And Joe Mauer driving it up the middle. Twins get their first hit, and the first hit of the ball game for either side.
I think Ron Coomer's term for a pitch like that, center cut right down the middle of the plate. And we'll see what Morneau does here with Mauer aboard and 2 out. He went after one that was center cut and fouled it back.
What did Tom Kelly call it? A diamond cutter?
Yeah, that's right. One strike to Morneau. And Morneau with a swing and a miss.
Yeah, the breaking ball down and in. I mentioned last night Justin with 17 home runs, only 5 hit here at Target Field. Twins would like to see some more power out of Justin here at home. And opponents hitting .311 off of Kluber coming into this ballgame. He's only allowed 5 home runs. This is his 8th major league start.
And a called third strike. Kluber hits the inside corner. Morneau in disbelief takes a called third strike. Tom Kelly Day, retired Tom Kelly's number 10. And Tom introduced entering the field from left field, given the jersey he wore as a coach before Jeff Reardon took it from him. And the current Twins presenting Tom with an autograph number 10. Then the ceremonial first pitch, and Rick Stelmazik miffed it. Special night last night here at Target Field. Carlos Santana starts the second, and he takes a belt-high strike.
You know, we talked a little bit last night. You know, revealing that number was Jim Wiesner and Jim Dunn, two clubhouse guys that, you know, were big parts of Tom Kelly's success. And that's what I liked about TK. You know, he's just down-to-earth man that remembers everybody, remembers the clubhouse guys. He remembers everybody that is affiliated with the ball club to make it a success. Whether you win or lose, these guys do a lot.
Just off the outside corner. 2-1. Yeah, as close as Tom came to choking up last night. He was mentioning Bobby Dory, who no one outside the clubhouse probably was aware of his influence and how closely he worked with the team, the clubhouse chef, and took care of a lot of people. Here's a deep drive to right field, and this ball is long gone. A home run for Santana, and the first run of the game goes to Cleveland.
Yeah, fastball left up right there by Vasquez, and Santana hits his 15th home run of the year. Both these ball clubs come in to this series, this time of the season, with some of the fewest home runs in the American League. Only Kansas City has hit fewer home runs than the Twins and the Indians, but right there, that sound. Now that's a terrible sound.
Hey, rather than me call it the center cut, we can have Ron Coomer call it center cut. Ron Coomer, that sound looked like that was center cut.
Yes, it was, and boy, is that a great sound, buddy.
Down low, ball. Ron, your thoughts about the retirement, number retirement last night of your former manager, Tom Kelly?
Well, it was just a great day for the Twins. It was a great day obviously for Tom Kelly. TK made such an impact on all of us that played for him. You just can't really describe all the different things, but you know, as you guys were just mentioning, Bobby Dory and the clubhouse people, and I think me coming over here as a Minnesota Twin, he appreciated baseball people. He appreciated people that grinded the game or worked hard, and that's how he managed. And that's what I remember. Other than his great game managing of the game itself and the strategy, he was just a great worker and enjoyed being on the field.
Wouldn't you say that Tom Kelly brought a calmness with him too, Ron, that you know, he never got too high, never got too low. Hey, just go out there and do the best you can.
Yeah, my first year and a half, he was very calm. He didn't say much to me, and I didn't know if that was good or bad. But he understood the game, and he understood that his emotions translated to the players, and he was a very calm manager.
We were in Seattle. Carl Willis, I thought, brought up an interesting point. When Tom would bring him into the game, hand him the ball very often with men on base in a tight situation, 7th, 8th inning, and Tom would always tell Carl Willis the same thing: do the best you can, give me what you got, and we'll be able to, you know, stand with the results, whatever they might be. One down, Brent Lillibridge will hit.
Dick, that was the common theme of TK. It's all he ever asked, and he had mentioned that from one of his old managers that he played for. Give me all you got, do the best you can. That was his big statement.
Chased by Revere into the gap. Nice. Oh, he dropped the ball on the warning track. Revere got there, and the ball bounced out of his glove. We have not seen that very often at all.
We have not seen it at all out of Ben Revere. This will be his first error of the year. Normally, anything that has this type of hang time, Ben Revere is going to catch up to it. He did. Hit the heel of his glove and then deflected out of his glove. You can see right there. And it should be an error.
It's not. It's a double.
Oh, no. That ball has to be caught. You know, the Indians got a gift base hit in last night's ball game. That infield base hit that Kanzler hit in the second inning. Wow.
Jason Donald will hit with a runner at second and only one out. Inside a ball.
Donald in his third season with the Indians. This is his third stint with the Indians this year. Spent most of the season down in AAA, which is Columbus for the Indians.
2-0. Vasquez has given up a home run, now a fly ball double in quotation marks. Missing inside, 3-0.
Lou Marson on deck. Donald, 28 years old, came over in the Cliff Lee trade from the Philadelphia Philly organization. Right back in 2009.
And a 4-pitch walk fills first base.
Second walk for Vasquez in a ball game.
And now Marson will hit. Sundays on Fox Sports North, join Tom Brokaw for Boys in the Hall. Personal stories of some of baseball's greatest legends. This week's edition, Juan Marichal, Boys in the Hall, after the game, presented by Subway Restaurants, where winners eat. Here's Marson. And Vasquez looking for a ground ball double play here. Some means of getting out of this inning down by just a run. Tapper foul.
Lou Marson in his fourth season with the Indians, a backup catcher here. He came from the Philly organization, also in that Cliff Lee trade. Known more as a defensive catcher than offensive. Last year hit .230, comes into this plate appearance hitting .234.
Vasquez is trying to hit that inside corner, but he misses.
Marson's hit into 8 double plays.
Way out in front of the changeup.
What makes a good changeup? Because it looks just like a fastball coming out of your hand. We had some guys here yesterday honoring Tom Kelly that had some pretty good changeups. Frank Viola, Brad Ratke were here. Take a look at what Marson's looking at. Ooh.
Very close to the outside corner.
David Rackley behind the plate this afternoon. Oh, we've seen these umpires. That's a good pitch right there. That's a pitcher's pitch.
That's where he wants to throw it, right?
That's where you're. They always call that, I believe, the 4 spot. Try to hit it that 4 spot, down and away on the black.
Domet set up out there again. And Vasquez looking away in disgust. And Domet.
Well, this is where your catcher has to say something if he thinks it's a strike.
That's about where Morno's called third strike was. 3-2. Runners go, and the pitch flared foul. Here's a prediction, and I'm not very good at predicting things, but if the Yankees are out of the playoffs by 1 game, the play last night that ended their game will be the source for increased replay in Major League Baseball next year. That's my prediction. They got a bad call that ended the game in their ball game with the Orioles. 3-2.
I feel sorry for him.
Inside, ball 4. They're loaded up.
Walks. Third walk by Vasquez. That second straight walk loads the bases with 1 out. So Rick Anderson coming out to hopefully say the right words. Get a ground ball right here off the bat at Chu.
For those of you who didn't see the play last night, Mark Teixeira not only was ruled out, but he may have injured himself. They're fearful now he's going to be done for the year with a re-injury to his calf. But
well, he went head first in the first.
He went head first into the bag. He was safe. He was called out. The game ended. Significant because the tying run would have scored had he been called safe, and then the Yankees could have won. They could have lost, but the fact is they lost on a bad call. Now if that happens in a game here today,
I was going to ask you that.
No, then it's a hang with them and you move on. But that it's the Yankees, I can promise you. And their Sanford Health injury report wasn't exactly the best game for the Orioles either.
Yeah, CC Sabathia going in on Nick Markakis, and Markakis, that left thumb is broken. And That's about 6 weeks, so he will miss the remainder of the season.
And he'd hit something like 350 since the All-Star break.
Leadoff hitter for the Orioles, doing a great job.
Shin-Soo Choo takes a changeup for a strike, and a dangerous spot here for Vasquez. He's filled the bases with a couple of walks, still only 1 out. 1-1.
One thing about those two guys I mentioned, Viola and Radke, both of them had great control of their fastball. They got ahead with the fastball and then that changeup. And right here, Vasquez looks like he's trying to just nibble a little bit too much. We've seen this from the starters, you know, from the Twins. Not almost afraid of throwing strikes. Trust your stuff. Good hitters get themselves out 7 out of 10 times.
Off the plate, 2-1.
He's not missing by much.
Both you and Tom Kelly have talked about Viola's changeup in a sequence against the Red Sox, where the Red Sox figured, look, we can't hit the thing, so we're going to sit on his fastball. And Frank was smart enough to realize they're sitting on my fastball, and he threw one changeup after another through an entire inning. 3-1.
Yeah, I remember the situation. He threw 10 straight changeups, and I believe he had 3 strikeouts. And I think they're all left-handed hitters too. And that's, you know, I came up in the late 60s, early 70s that you never followed a changeup with a changeup. You always, you know, changeup was kind of like, you know, you throw it once in an at-bat.
Fly to right field. Parmalee in the gap, setting himself up for a throw. And the throw comes to second base. A sacrifice fly, making it 2-0.
Choo gets an RBI, his 54th of the year, as the Indians score 2 here in the top of the second. Runners at first and third, now 2 outs.
Now Jason Kipnis with runners on the corners. Santana too. Hitters talked about the Bugs Bunny changeup from the cartoon, and Santana's arm speed was the same on the changeup as it was on his fastball.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Johan Santana had a great changeup.
Down and in, ball 1. So much like the game here Friday night and early in the game last night, Vasquez has thrown 44 pitches, and most of them have been balls. 24-20. Two and 0.
In his start in Kansas City, he needed 39 pitches to get through the first 2 innings. Way too many pitches. Ended up throwing 79 in 5 1/3.
There's a play at the plate, a high throw, safe. Vasquez put the glove down on the plate, and Donald came in. And I think if Vasquez had aimed his tag a little bit better, they'd have called him out.
When is the last time we have seen this here at Target Field? Because there's hardly any room behind the plate, but that ball kind of ricocheted off the glove of Domit. And then Vasquez, you can see where he's set up. And he just put the glove on the plate without really attacking the sliding feet of Donald. And the Indians take a 3-0 lead.
And the count is 3-0. And it bounces out of Domit's glove, and it's another walk. The 3rd of the inning, 4th overall for Vasquez.
A wild pitch charged to Vasquez, allowing Donald to score from third.
So a home run and double are one thing, but the 3 walks this inning have turned this into a mess. And it could be worse with Cabrera coming to the plate. Cabrera, the designated hitter. Travis Hafner isn't even with the club right now. Way out in front. That's that changeup that Cabrera waved at in striking out in the first inning. One strike to Cabrera. Fastball off the plate. Cabrera waves wildly at that one.
Hey, you're talking about Travis Hafner, one guy you can see the pitch count now at 50 already, trying to get out of the second inning. Lower back problems. He had some knee problems earlier this year that put him on a disabled list.
Shoulder problems, back problems.
Yeah.
2 strikes to Cabrera. That's maybe the worst at bat I have ever seen Asdrubal Cabrera have. Indians score 3 and leave 2 in the second. Inning. Carlos Santana with a home run. Then a ball that should have been caught in right center field, and a bunch of walks after that, and a wild pitch. It was just kind of a sloppy top of the second inning.
Yeah, again, that ball that Brent the Littlebridge hit, that ball has to be caught right there. But still, the 3 walks in the inning really set the tone for an ugly top of the second inning for the Twins. One thing Kluber did when he came out that bottom of the first, he threw strikes. 11 pitches, 9 strikes. He attacked the strike zone.
Ball 1 to Doman. He'll be followed by Parmelee and Mastroianni. Way out in front of his changeup. When Kluber pitched against the Twins in early August, he had an early lead, was in position to pick up the win. Then the Cleveland infield defense fell apart. 3 infield errors in the second half of the ball game, and Chris Perez gave up 3 runs, a couple of unearned runs in that grouping, and the Twins ended up winning the ball game.
Yeah, Kluber's coming off his first major league win, that against the Tigers in Detroit.
Stroke to right, and Chu plays it on a hop. A solid single for Ryan Doman.
Twins get their second hit of the ball game, a leadoff single by Doman. Saw this in yesterday's ball game. Doman hitting a ball sharply in front of Chu and had a lot of topspin, and Chu kind of waded back on that. In yesterday's ball game here, Doman hitting that ball sharply. Chu taking a couple steps back and plays the first hop.
Oh, Dan Gladden is outraged. Gladden working in the booth next to us can't believe that Shin-Soo Choo would place that ball so tentatively out there.
I say we saw it yesterday too. He kind of went in, then stepped back. Chu, a very good outfielder, but maybe a little mistake there. Maybe he didn't pick up the ball right away.
1-0 to Parmelee. And a strike, 1-1. Kluber's given up 5 home runs. He's hit 3 batters, including Derek Jeter in the head a couple weeks ago. a miss, 1-2.
Good hard slider there. That's that little cut fastball. They call it a cut fastball today. It's basically a slider. Just some movement, looks like a fastball, then it just darts in toward a left-hander, away to a right-hander.
It slides.
It slides, yeah, but they call it a cutter. It just cuts.
It's cuts, but it also slides.
Right.
Pop foul and out of play.
There was a little cutter right there that kind of went in on Parmalee. Kind of tied him up a little bit, but he fouled it straight back.
Twins would love to get one back here. Down by 3, especially after the leadoff single by Doman. Ooh, that's the same pitch that struck out Morneau. It came back in, trying to get Parmalee with a fastball over the corner. And just missed.
Yeah, see what Fox Track says right here. Inside.
Tapper to the right side. Doman will advance. Parmalee retired, 1 away. The All-Star Game at Target Field might be a couple of years away, but the next few months are important if you want to ensure tickets to the festivities in July of 2014. If you're a season ticket holder and renew for next year or 2014, you'll establish priority for All-Star Game tickets. The best bet is to call 800-33-TWINS, talk to a season ticket representative about how you can be part of the Twins season ticket family and be here for the All-Star Game in 2014. Here's Mastroianni. Popped up, back into the seats, 1 strike.
You know, in the pregame, I thought that Tom the Hanneman and also Ron Coomer did a good job of describing this guy right here, Darren Mastroianni, what he has meant to the ball club. Great 4th outfielder. He may have won himself a job going into spring training next year because of his hustle, what he brings to the ballpark, good work habits, can steal a base, just his everyday approach.
A little bit low, 1-1.
And Coomer, I believe you're still down in that camera well. I thought you guys really described Mastroianni's appearance this year in a Twins uniform very nicely.
Well, thanks. And I think when you look at Darren Mastroianni, he's a guy that, you know, can do multiple things. But the one thing that he does that stands out probably most of all is he plays the game almost with reckless abandon, and he's aggressive. And you really, you know, when he gets on the bases, he can really create havoc for the opposing team. And that's something that you don't see a lot of in Major League Baseball. But when you do have it, like Ben Revere, it really stands out. And I think that's where, you know, this so-called last couple months of seeing who's going to be an impact guy on this club next year or make the club, I think he's made a great case for himself for next year.
1-2. Mastroianni drops it down the right field line, and it'll sail back into the seats. Well, just think about it. You know, the good bench players or 4th outfielders do something else other than just fill in. Now, some of them might have power. Some of them might be able to hit for a high average. But in Mastroianni's case, he provides an element that on this team probably would be the most beneficial, and that is he can steal a base. He can run the base as well. So on those days when he's not starting, he's still a tool off the bench.
Oh, he sure is. And here's a guy that spent 6 seasons, you know, in the minor league system over the Toronto Blue Jays, a 280 hitter in the minor leagues, over 200 minor league stolen bases, looking for that opportunity. And the Twins picked him off waivers from Toronto back in February. Came to spring training, sent down to AAA, but then in May he got called up, and he's been here ever since.
Fought off, still 2-2.
You know, guys, the one thing that he's really worked on since he's come up to the big leagues and worked on in AAA, as I'm looking at his old manager from AAA, Gene Glenn, is playing second base. And I think that's another thing that he's brought with that work ethic that we've all talked about, is the ability possibly to be, you know, that extra infielder also. So when you talk about him being able to play all 3 outfield positions, be a pinch runner, and then also be able to play some second base, you know, that's at least a couple players in Gardy's arsenal that you kind of have coming off the bench.
Hey, Ron, you win pennants with guys like Mastroeni. When you have good players, everyday players, you need guys like Mastroeni that will go out there and do exactly that. Now, not strike out like he just did, but, you know, give himself up for the team by playing and realizing I'm not going to be an everyday player, but when I'm called upon, I'm going to be ready.
Yeah, he's definitely been ready, and I think, you know, you want to stay in the big leagues. That's your first goal as a 6-year minor league player. Then you want to get in the lineup as much as you can. You know, who's to say what's going to happen with this guy, because he has some unique abilities.
Now Escobar with Doman at second and 2 down. Escobar 3 for 10 as a Twin. And he bounces it foul behind Jerry White. Escobar described by the manager today on his radio show as a possible utility infielder for the Twins down the road as soon as next year. That's why he's getting a look today at third base. Twins have seen him at short. They've seen him at second. Now they'll see him at third base. Up the middle, and that'll bleed. Cut off nicely by the second baseman Kipnis as that ball almost leaked into center field, and if it had, Doman would have scored.
Yeah, right off the end of the bat, Kipnis fielded that ball and knew he was not going to get the speedy Escobar at first. He looked over to third, and Steve Little, the third base coach, holding Doman up as he rounded the bag, and then Doman had to get back to third base. See Kipnis right there as Donald kind of moved toward, and Kipnis, seeing that Donald quite wasn't at the bag, held on to it, but it's an infield base hit for Escobar.
2 hits in the inning, first and third, and now Pedro Floromon. It is apparent in looking at the lineup every day that the Twins are very intrigued about Floromon and whether he might not be the answer at short. He's been given every opportunity to impress, being in the lineup just about every day at short, 2-0. He has hit just .254 and hasn't shown much power, 4 doubles and a triple. But he also hasn't appeared overmatched. He's given the team competitive at-bats even when he has struck out. 2-0. Swing and a miss as he uncoils on the 2-0 pitch.
Yeah, pretty good changeup right there. Gruber 34 pitches, 23 strikes. Couple strikeouts, no walks.
Strike 2, and that evens the count. Twins trying to get into the run column here, down 3-0. And Floromon swings at a changeup down and away, stranding 2 men aboard. /baseball. Mark Pendino of Orono wondering who we see as the candidates to be the Twins shortstop next year. We started talking about it inadvertently in the bottom of the second inning.
Well, Florimon right now giving the opportunity to play almost every game since he took over for Brian Dozier. I think the Twins don't outrule Dozier yet. You know, I think he learned a lot coming up. He's been sent back to AAA, and you know, we're going to see him in spring training. It's an area again that the Twins were wondering the same questions going into this season at this time last year.
As Merling Vasquez misses outside, ball 1.
Just one reason that I think the Twins went out and got Jamie Carroll, a stabilizer in the infield. He started the season at short. It never really worked out or panned out for Nishioka, who you know, signed a couple years ago by the Twins. So there have been a lot of different faces at short. Just a matter of who's going to step up and take control of that position.
And ultimately provide some strength. It's a cliche in baseball. Good teams are strong up the middle. And you look at the teams that will make the playoffs and those that are contending. They've got the same guys up the middle and they have different strengths. I guess the Tigers have a little bit of an issue up the middle with Infante at second base now and Peralta at short. But the White Sox are set up the middle. Alexei Ramirez and Gordon Beckham, a 4-pitch walk to start the third inning.
And a 5th walk.
Time now for the Coors Light Cold Hard Blast, brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light.
Yeah, Carlos Santana hitting his 15th home run. He got a fastball from Vasquez and did not miss it. That gave the Indians a 1-0 lead. First batter that Vasquez faced in the top of the second. Then 3 walks later, a couple runs later, Twins are down 3-0.
Vasquez has retired 6 batters and walked 5 of them. And now ball 1 to Santana.
I'm just wondering why he's throwing so many changeups. I know he's known to have a good changeup, but that fastball, I mean, he has not even tried to attack that strike zone with the fastball. There's a good fastball there. Do it again.
In talking about a different starter, Liam Hendricks, Ron Gardenhire said this morning, you know, he needs to pitch to more contact, which is another way of saying the same thing. Throw it over and see what happens. And it's a lot easier to live with the results if you're giving up 4 hits in an inning rather than 1 hit and 3 walks.
I think if I'm a fan, if I'm a player watching, you know, if I'm Ron Gardenhire, Rick Anderson, I would rather have my starter go out and, you know, give up hits than walk guys. My goodness, does that just make a game ugly? 5 walks already for Vasquez. He walked 3 in his first 2 innings in that first start in Kansas City. Then he settled down a little bit. Anthony Swarzak knows that that phone may ring any second.
Nubbed, and that's going to be a base hit.
Hold on to it.
So Santana hit it right off the end of the bat. And again, one of those situations where Santana hits at 430 feet in one at bat and 45 the other, and he's got a 2-for-2 day going.
Yeah, no chance for Escobar to try to get Santana. I know Santana's not the quickest down that first baseline, but this is a ball, I'm screaming, put it in your back pocket. And he ends up short hopping Morneau, and Justin had to come off the bag and keep it in front of him. That ball gets away from him, it could be an uglier inning.
Here's Kanzler, hit a fly ball to center his first time up. Breaking ball hits the corner.
Might be the first breaking ball we've seen.
Yeah. So in the context of pitching to contact, if Vasquez makes a good pitch here, he might be able to get 2 outs with 1 pitch. Kanzler can hit the ball on the ground at somebody. Fly to left center. And Revere will chase this and make the catch in the gap. Here's his throw to third base. And he had no chance. The ball getting to Escobar on 4 hops, and that allowed Santana to go to second.
And Florimon, the shortstop, he's going out to get the throw from Ben Revere. towards second base. So a bad decision right there by Ben Revere. A deep fly ball. Ben Revere has to go a long way to get it, but his play is to get it back to second base. And saw Floormine where he is at.
Where he was supposed to be.
Where he's expecting to throw to second base because both runners tagged up.
So now the double play not in order. Only one out and runners now at second and third.
Boy, that really frustrates a manager right there when that's not fundamental baseball.
There's another first pitch breaking ball over for a strike. Lillibridge hit the fly ball to Revere's left, and Revere had it bounce out of the glove for a gift double. And 3 of the 4 next batters walked, and it turned into a 3-run inning. Another breaking pitch off the plate, 1-1.
Lillibridge has been with 3 different ball clubs this year. He started the season with the White Sox, came over from the Boston Red Sox in the Kevin Youkilis trade, now wearing an Indians uniform, traded to the Indians in late July.
Half swing, pitch taken low, 2-1. Drilled to center, and Revere makes the catch. And a sacrifice fly scoring. Brantley from third, and it's 4-0.
Lillibridge picking up an RBI, his 9th of the year on the sacrifice fly. And it's a 4-0 lead.
2 runs for the Indians on sacrifice flies, another run on a wild pitch. The only run producing hit, Santana's home run that started the second inning. Here's Jason Donald, walked and scored on the wild pitch last inning. Fouled away. Donald with 20 hits this year, 137 hits in his major league career. The most infamous one, the infield hit he was given credit for at the end of Armando Galarraga's perfect game bid. He was the guy running up the line, and to his credit, he hustled all the way up the line and made it a close call for umpire Jim Joyce. And Joyce has admitted 1,000 times over that he blew the call. Inside, 1-1. 66 pitches, just 30 strikes for Vasquez. You see that in the poor strike to ball ratio, or maybe we should say it the other way, the ball to strike ratio. You wonder how he fared with all those relief appearances with Arizona. Bouncer to short.
1 inning at a time.
A leadoff walk comes around to score 75% of the time, Gene Mauch said, and it did here in the third. Twins baseball on Fox Sports North is brought to you by Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, for the everyday competitor in all of us. By CenturyLink, a different kind of communications company. CenturyLink, your link to what's next. And by Grand Casino, the best stories start here. 4-0 Cleveland. We're just in the bottom of the third inning. Corey Kluber, who had a similar lead in Cleveland, was pitching well against the Twins. This time Esmeralda Vasquez has issued 5 walks, and the first few innings have been a mess so far here at Target Field. Revere takes a strike on the outside corner. It'll be Revere, Carroll, and Mauer. Twins have had 3 singles against Kluber. Check swing. And it's 1-1.
Kluber 11 pitches in that first inning, 25 in the second. So doing a good job of getting ahead. Strike 1, 7 of 10 so far.
It's a number up the line foul. 1-2. While Kluber hasn't been responsible for it, the Indians have absolutely fallen apart in the pitching department since the 4th of July. They've had 10 games this year where they've allowed 10 or more runs. 10. And so ahead here 4-0. I'm sure they're holding their breath, hoping that Kluber can hold the lead this time.
Well, it's a lot of audition time for the Cleveland Indians as far as their starters going into next year, as it is for the Twins.
Two and two.
And Kluber getting that opportunity, making just his 8th major league start. A September call-up last year by the Indians. Appeared in only 4 ball games last year, 3 ball games. All out of the bullpen.
Long hole, and Revere got tired of waiting. Twins got a leadoff single from Domet in the second inning, left him at third base. Past Steve Little. Foul tip. Revere still alive. Denard Span hoping to be activated later on in this homestand. Revere getting a chance to play center field and then take over the leadoff spot. Both positions held by Span. And there's of course a scenario out there that, looking forward to 2013, one player, Span or Revere, will be here and the other might be traded.
Well, you know what, the Twins have had a frustrating year, but when they were playing pretty good baseball in June and July, it was Span and Revere getting on, making things happen.
One hopper and an easy play for Kluber, 1 down.
You know, they were the table setters. They were the RBIs for Mauer, Morneau, and Willingham, and Doman.
And last year when the team was good in the middle months when they were reasserting themselves at the time in the division race, Revere a big part of that. Twins fans, you can get involved in the game. Let us know who you think will be the Arby's value player of the game. Text the word value followed by a space in the player's name to short code 234-234. Need somebody to do something to create some voting here. There's Jamie Carroll outside, ball 1.
And you can't vote for the other team. You see Ron Gardenhire right there talking to Ben Revere, probably about that play. Throwing the ball to third rather than back towards second.
2-0.
And that's what coaches, managers, you have to do. You have to remind those players. And Gardy said what he needed to say, and Ben Revere goes to the other side of the bench.
3-0 to Carroll. Mauer on deck. Last night, Tom Kelly talked about some of his favorite players, Kirby Puckett, Paul Molitor, Robin Yount. How it seemed like they never made a mistake in the field. And we talked about Carroll maybe fitting that mold as well. And he's taken the count full here, 3-2.
Well, everybody makes mistakes. I'm not saying that Molitor and Yount weren't perfect or Kirby wasn't perfect, but you know, I know you make mistakes, but it's don't do it again. You know what I mean? Just okay, made a mistake, now go on.
So Carroll takes 5 pitches and then lines a single to center and hustles his bunt down the first baseline.
Carroll all singles so far for the Twins, picks up the 4th hit for the Twins. 3-2 pitch, fastball, right back up the middle.
And that'll bring up Mauer, who singled to center on the first pitch he saw in the first inning.
Good solid swing by Carroll.
You know, in discussing another player and another play today, Ron Gardenhire was saying, you know, we went to the player afterwards and he wanted to know what the player was thinking. And I think there's a lot of that with the current roster that the Twins have. Let's see if Mauer swings at the first pitch again. He takes down and in a ball. Making sure that the players are thinking out there. You know, making sure that mentally they're still engaged in the game and they're out in center field in Revere's case thinking, okay, if the ball's hit over here, where's my play going to be? Where's my throw going to be?
Yeah, anticipate what might happen if the ball is hit to you. What will you do next?
1-0 to Mauer. Called strike. Well, now Carroll's at first base, and because he's a cerebral player and he thinks about his surroundings, he's already positioned the outfielders. Chu where he is, Brantley where he is, Kanzler where he is. He has some idea how strong their respective arms are. And if the ball's hit to Chu, he probably is going to say, you know what, unless it's down the line, I don't have a chance for third base.
And with a center fielder that you know has a pretty good arm too, Brantley, right. You know, if the ball is hit to his right, you know, can I advance on that?
2-1 to Mauer.
You don't.
Bauer drives it to the gap. Carroll can run for a while. As that ball rolls all the way to the wall, Carroll will score. Mauer will round second. On his way to third, and he's in with an RBI triple.
Well, for Joe Mauer, that's his 3rd triple of the year, driving in his 75th run of the year. It's funny, we had TK up here yesterday, and Mauer came up and he said, hold everything. He said, we at the house, we stop everything when Joe Mauer comes up because you never know what you might see. And you see a triple right there by Mauer, picking up an RBI.
There was another one of Ron Coomer's center cut filet mignons right over the middle of the plate, and Mauer smashed it. Here's Morneau with Mauer at third and 1 away. Strike on the outside corner.
The Indians are giving the Twins a second run if Justin can just get it past the pitcher.
Foul, 2 strikes.
Middle of the infield, playing back. Santana at first, playing behind the bag.
Deep to right field.
There you go.
A 2-run blast by Morneau on an 0-2 pitch.
Good to see everybody on their feet. Justin with his 18th home run of the year. As a pitcher, you make a mistake. Sometimes you pay for it. That's exactly what Gruber did right there. He made a mistake, and Justin did not miss it. Good solid swing. Justin went a long way.
Doma takes outside an 0-2 changeup that ended up right down the middle. Actually, it ended up about 430 feet from home plate, but it was right over the middle of the plate. Doma takes outside 2-0. Well, I thought it was important that the Twins score the next run when it was 4-0, just because of how the Indians got their 4 runs. Twins weren't playing well in the first 3 innings. Now the 2-run home run has made it a 1-run game, and Doma takes ball 3. And a strike. Doma taking all the way. Looks like Anthony Swarzak's going to pick the game up in the 4th inning, warming up while the Twins are hitting here in the bottom of the 3rd. Cutter swing and a miss. 3-2.
Yeah, they measured Justin's home run at 432 feet.
Oh, I said 430. That's pretty close.
434.
Oh, now come on. It was still pretty close, wasn't it? Doma strikes out for out number 2. That'll bring up Harmon.
Yeah, Doma chasing that breaking ball down and in. Kluber picks up his 4th strikeout. 2nd out of the inning.
Parmalee tapped out to second his first time up. Now he swings at that changeup and misses in the dirt. Ball 1. Takes a changeup for strike 2.
Kluber, like I mentioned, 25 in the 2nd, already 29 here in the 3rd.
Snap bat and a roller to second. Kipnis to Santana. But the Twins get back in the game. Bauer and Morneau with a couple of extra base hits, and it's a 4-3 game. Had to be outdoors watching a ball game today. It's a 4-3 game as we move to the 4th inning. And Lou Marson will lead things off against a different Twins pitcher. With Morneau hitting a home run, it's a 1-run game for Anthony Swarzak, who picks up the game in the 4th.
Yeah, Vasquez really struggled through his 3 innings. He walked 5 through 68 pitches in the 3 innings. Anthony Swarzak coming in for the 38th time this year. He did make 4 starts for the Twins earlier this year.
Vasquez with his second major league start. It did not go well. Not the 4 runs, but how they were scored and what happened with all the walks and all that. Marson taking strike 1. He'll be followed by Shin-Soo Choo and Jason Kipnis. A ball, 1-1.
I think one thing we have seen from Anthony Swarzak, he is a guy that will attack the strike zone. He'll come right at the hitters. He'll make them put the ball in play.
Recovers and fires to first. Nice recovery by Swarzak. He was a little upset he didn't field it cleanly the first time, but he didn't panic and got a second chance.
Well, what you do as a pitcher, and Anthony's kind of laughing right there, the ball hit right back at him. Maybe hit the heel of his glove, deflected behind him. Then he had to go get it, and then instead of picking it up with a glove, he picked it up with his bare hand. You see right there? Pick it up. Still plenty of time.
It looked like the ball touched his glove twice and finally said, to heck with that. I'll just use my bare hand. Here's Choo taking a strike.
Well, that's kind of what you're taught, and I think what we saw was Will Smith in that Kansas City series. He went over on a bunt play and tried to get it with his glove, and then in the exchange never really got a grip of the ball, where he grabs it barehanded and then flips it. He would have gotten the out.
Right.
We're right there, Swarzak. You know, once that ball stops, you don't need your glove. Just barehand it, and it's already in your right hand, so just flip it over to first.
2-1 to Shin-Soo Choo. A walk in the first, a sacrifice fly in the second.
We may have to do another instructional on that. Not today.
Why not today?
It's a beautiful day.
Yeah. Well,
I believe Ron Coomer already has that down.
oh, does he? Okay. Swing and a miss. Swarzak, to your point, coming right at Choo, 3-1. Didn't fool around. Threw him a fastball down the middle and got a swing and a miss.
Challenge him. I mean, that's what you're up here for, is to throw strikes, to be aggressive on the mound.
And gets a ground ball hit to the second baseman, Carroll. 2 down. AT&T trivia. Who was the last Twin to steal 35 bases in a season?
Ben Revere at 34 stolen bases so far this year.
What was Christian Guzman's peak, do you think?
I think he got 40.
You wouldn't have to go back as far to Knobloch?
Knobloch, yeah.
How about Otis Nixon? Two strikes to Jason Kipnis.
How about we look at the media guide? There's a
We
good,
got a commercial
good
break. We can do it. We can do it right now. throw shot. A one-run ball game. The Twins hope to get it tied up in the bottom of the fourth.
And up here in the Circle Me Bird section, we have Katie celebrating her 14th birthday with her mother Deb. Welcome up to the booth. And you are hereby circled.
Well, now technically she can't celebrate it because the birthday's not until tomorrow.
Well, she told me it was today.
Katie.
It's tomorrow. Wow, happy birthday.
I find it interesting that she tells me the truth and lies to you.
Yeah, she told me her birthday was today.
Here's Darren Mastroianni leading off the Twins fourth.
Well, Katie, there's 209 more days until my birthday. So,
and you're celebrating. You can go ahead and celebrate your birthday the day before, can't you? One strike to Mastroianni. Ended up striking out against Kluber in the second. And landed 4 feet in front of the plate. Kansas City and Chicago scoreless in the 5th inning at U.S. Cellular Field. Mastroianni gets knocked down, and Mastroianni's going to reach. A busted bat soft liner that landed in front of Kipnis. He didn't field it cleanly, and with Mastroianni's speed, that's all it took.
And that's what the important part right there. We talked about Jamie Carroll hustling out of the box right here. Even though it's a ground ball, Mastroianni hustling out of the box. The ball kind of knocked down, and Kipnis landing right in front of him. Kipnis knocking it down. Good hard throw and good hustle by Mastroianni.
Oh, that just is such a awful sign.
And they'll give Kipnis an error on that.
Okay. And now strike one to Escobar. Twins got back in the game with some power, some extra base power. A Mauer triple, a 2-run home run by Morneau. We'll see what the legs can do here in the 4th inning in terms of getting the game tied up. Mastroianni a threat to steal. Escobar, Florimon, Revere, they all run well.
Mastroianni with 18 stolen bases in 20 attempts.
Mastroianni goes. That kicks away. And Mastroianni with a head-first slide. He's going to try for third base, and he'll get there. It'll be a stolen base and a wild pitch. The ball appeared to hit Marson's shin guard and rolled over to the Twins dugout. And that's the case we talked about it the other night, where the screen in front of the dugout allowed the runner to take an extra base.
Well, watch this ball down and in, and Marson off his glove, and then the ball deflects away. Mastroianni getting up, seeing that ball's toward the Twins dugout, hustles over to third.
If that ball had rolled into the dugout, Mastroianni would have been stuck at second base. Infield in now. And a foul into the seats, 1-2. So my issue the other night was the screen in front of the photographer section, and on errant throws from the infield, runners often don't get the extra base on the overthrow, but here the screen in front of the dugout allowed the Twins to get the extra base. And Escobar with a little chip shot to short left. And Escobar retired, one away.
Not the at bat, not the swing you want right there. He kind of, half-heartedly swung at that ball in an RBI situation. Escobar had a RBI waiting. Take a look at the swing right here. Watch the pitch away. And you're looking to drive the ball rather than that type of swing. So Escobar unable to drive in Mastroianni, but there is one out.
Now big at bat for Florimon, as again the Indians have the infield in. Another one to short left.
That's trouble.
Lillibridge can't make the play, and that will allow Mastroianni to score. So almost a carbon copy of what Escobar did, but a little bit deeper. Yeah. And it dropped for a hit.
That's a tough play for a middle infielder, especially when Lillibridge is in on the grass. He has to go back and try to make an over-the-shoulder catch. Lillibridge, good effort right here. You can see him hustling and just out of his reach. Mastroianni scores.
Lillibridge, I think, going down into a slide trying to catch it, realizing that if he had caught it, Mastroeni was in a position perhaps to tag and score on the little pop-up. As it is, the game is tied at 4. And Revere takes up high, ball 1. So the legs of Mastroeni figure prominently in getting the tying run across here in the 4th inning. And now Florimone uses his legs. And he's in with a stolen base. Second steal for Florimone. Marson's throw almost sailed into center field.
Marson, good strong throw, but look at the jump that he had right here. Marson's throw a little up, but Florimone stole that off the pitcher. Again, Kluber with that high leg kick, and Florimone going in head first, holding on to that bag.
One and one to Revere. Yeah. Remember the other night here, the Twins scored the first 4 runs, and then the Indians took charge in the middle innings and ended up winning the ball game. And we got the same script in reverse here this afternoon. That's a drop into right center field for a base hit. Florimone around third, and the Twins have the lead. Revere just poking it into short right center for an RBI single.
Yeah, Kluber leaving some pitches up. That pitch up right there, and Ben Revere off the end of the bat ends up picking up an RBI, his 30th of the year. So the stolen bases have come into play in this inning.
And the new Cleveland pitching coach Ruben Niebla coming to the mound. Mastroeni reaches on an error because of his speed. He steals second, goes to third on a wild pitch on the same pitch as the stolen base. A little pop fly over a drawn-in infield because of the speed of the runner at third.
Yeah, if I'm the official score, I'm sorry, I give Mastroeni an infield base hit. That ball kind of short hop Kipnis. He had to do everything he could to keep it in front of him. And then the speed actually got him the infield base hit, in my opinion, where Lillibridge, you know, Ben Revere dropped that ball, and they give him a double. So I don't quite understand the scoring so far in this ball game.
I haven't said this many in 18 years, but I agree with you.
Might be a first.
AT&T trivia question. The last Twin to steal 35 in a season. I'll go, Otis Nixon. Leadoff hitter, center fielder the Twins had.
Otis Nixon, a teammate of mine when I was with the Cleveland Indians. Boy, he could fly.
Could also sell computers. I bought my first laptop computer from Otis Nixon.
Yep.
Here's Carroll, singled and scored in the third. In that at bat, Carroll took 5 pitches, and then Kluber left a fastball in the middle of the plate, and Carroll spanked it hard to center field. Then Mauer's triple, then Morneau's home run.
Yeah, let's see if the Twins can steal their third base of the inning.
Mentioned last night, Revere seems to be in position to have a 40 steal season, and he got a couple of them last night. Strike. And now 2 strikes to Carroll. You'll never believe this. The Indians have activity in their bullpen, and it's a left-hander.
We've seen all 5 left-handers already in their bullpen.
It's Chris Seddon warming up. There goes Revere, and Marson's throw not in time. And again, a feet-first slide by Revere, and it's not the smoothest looking thing in the world, but Maybe we're seeing Revere in transition as a base stealer, going more with feet first slides.
Well, he's been sliding by the bag when he goes head first, so at least feet first. What he does, that foot basically stops him at the bag. Watch Ben Revere, feet first, right into the bag, and he steals his 35th base, and the Twins have stolen 3 bases this inning.
There he goes to third. Head first. Safe there, too. A multi-dimensional slider.
Well, he stole second in yesterday's ball game, and then he stole third later in the ball game. Here he does it back to back. Second base, and now third base.
Now they're going to call batter interference on Carroll, and they're sending Revere back to second base. I didn't see it, but let's see what, if anything, Carroll did here.
He stays in the box right there. Marson coming up.
He lowered his bat. Marson immediately pointed at the umpire. So no stolen base for Carroll, for Revere, and a bouncer. I didn't see anything that could have been interpreted as batter interference.
No, I mean, Carroll had to bat up and actually was putting it down to try to maybe help Marson out a little bit, but if he keeps the bat up like he did, Marson may have thrown it into the bat.
And Carroll rolls it to the right side. It's the second out of the inning, and Revere goes to third. And that'll bring up Mauer with Revere at third. Trying to figure out what on earth happened here in the stolen
contact.
He never made contact with it. Well, that's a curious one. At any rate, the Indians are going to make a pitching change, and it will be a left-hander coming in. Brissett and Kluber was given an early lead of 4-0, and things didn't go well, so the Indians turned the game over to their bullpen. Neither starter is able to complete 4 innings.
Contact with the mask of home plate umpire David Rackley. And that's what Marson was talking about. Here we're looking at Jamie Carroll dropping his bat and everything, and it was contact between Marson and the home plate umpire.
Well, a significant play, because instead of Revere being at third and Carroll at the plate, the infield would have been drawn in again. Maybe Revere wouldn't have scored anyway, but the Indians do go to their bullpen. Chris Seddon will come in with Revere at third and 2 away, and Maurer at the plate.
Yeah, Chris Seddon worked in last night's ball game, a third of an inning, threw 28 pitches, had a walk and a strikeout.
Maurer's already singled and tripled in the game. Down and in, ball 1. Fouled back on a hanging breaking ball. For Maurer to really turn the heat on in the batting race, he's going to need to have that 1 game or 2 games consecutively that really jump his average up, while Mike Trout and Miguel Cabrera come back down a little bit. We've still got plenty of time to go, more than 20 games, but Maurer at 317 now, a dozen points behind Trout, the leader. Fastball, a swing and a miss, 1-2. Deep to left center, but Brantley is there to make the catch as Maurer again hits the ball hard. The Twins get a pair and take their first lead.
Inside the Minnesota State Lottery winner's circle, 100 scratch-off tickets. We have Shar from New Munich, Minnesota, hour and a half away, and it's family day at Target Field. We got grandmas, we got aunts, we got moms, dads, kids, we got it all, Shar. What a beautiful day to come out here with your family and watch the Twins.
It is awesome. We're having a good time.
And now you're going to be circled by a Hall of Famer, Bert Blyleven. He's got that pen ready, guys. A big day. The sun is shining. The Twins are winning, Bert, and now they're circled by you. I don't think you could ask for much more.
Well, they are here by circle. Thank you, Kevin, very much, and congratulations.
Well, Anthony Swarzak in position now to pick up a win here today. He pitched a very tidy, efficient 12-pitch 1, 2, 3, 4th inning. Twins got a couple of runs, and now they're in the lead.
Tell you what, it sets the tone when you have a pitcher out there that throws strike aggressively, and all of a sudden, 4-3 game. Now it's a 5-4 Twins lead.
Bounced over the bag. Morneau is there. He runs to the bag. Cabrera quickly retired, 1 away. And that'll bring up Michael Brantley. Interesting situation in Cleveland today. The Browns opening up the NFL schedule. And at some point, either before the game or at halftime, a moment of remembrance for Art Modell, the owner of the Cleveland Browns, who moved the Browns to Baltimore amid all sorts of controversy and anger. And I don't know, I'll be curious to see that replayed, to see how the Cleveland fans react. You can understand why the Browns would acknowledge the passing of the longtime owner. Here's a drive to right center field, and Revere is able to cut the ball off and hold Brantley to a single. And that'll bring up Carlos Santana. Subscribe to MLB.tv at a reduced price now and see the remaining Twins out of market games live online and on your favorite devices in HD quality. Visit twinsbaseball.com and get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere, home territory, blackout restrictions apply. Here's Santana with a home run and a little nubber off the end of the bat that went about halfway to third base, and he got an infield hit for that one. Strike one. Up the line, foul. Indians have struggled against everybody in the division except the Detroit Tigers. They're 9-6 against the team many still feel will represent the Central in the playoffs. Tigers having a terrible time in Anaheim, losing the first two. They're trailing early in the third game, 1-0.
The Angels playing a lot better ball.
They teed off on Justin Verlander yesterday. They handed him 6 earned runs, and they got 6 extra base hits while he was in there. 5 doubles and a home run.
Yeah, he's been struggling a little bit over the last 3 weeks. So Verlander is usually very solid. And a little cold streak.
Max Scherzer might be their best starter right now.
I know.
Fouled at the plate.
Well, Anthony Swarzak started the season in the rotation, made 3 starts, and then put back into the bullpen. Made 1 other start, that against the Tigers here. That did not fare very well. And Swarzak has done, I think, a very good job out of that bullpen. A guy that going into a ballgame when the starter only goes 3 innings like Vasquez did here can hopefully throw 3 or 4 good innings. Keep your club in the game.
One and 2 to Santana. Breaking pitch down and in, 2-2. A wraparound series with the final game coming tomorrow night, and then the Twins on the next road trip. Finish off the season schedule with Cleveland. Pulled foul. And then before this homestand is over with, I believe next year's schedule will be released, finalized and released. And I'll be curious to get my first look at it, to see who we're playing, when we're playing them in interleague, and how the whole interleague format is going to look with the one interleague series all season long. To center, Revere retreating, going back, can't make the play. It 1 hops or 2 hops the wall. They're going to wave the runner around. Here's the throw from Florimon. Safe at the plate. Brantley scores. And Dolman looking at first base umpire DJ Rayborn as if he feels he had blocked the plate.
I thought he got his shin guards down and really did a good job of blocking the plate. But Brantley somehow, DJ Rayburn saying that he touched the plate. That ball crushed right there over the head of Ben Revere. And Brantley with those long strides.
My goodness, what a throw by Florimone.
Yep.
And where did he touch the plate? Because it looked like Doma did anchor that left foot in front of the plate and kept him from scoring.
Take another look at closer play at home plate. Yeah, I think he got his heel of his right foot, excuse me, his left foot on the plate.
Infield in a tie game. Inside, ball one.
Take another look right here. Watch the heel right there. Crossing the plate.
Are you sure?
Oh, I don't know. Great block.
Yes,
by
it was.
By Doman.
How about the throw by Florimone? He's in short center field. And he threw it right on target. Talk about his arm strength from the shortstop position. He was way out in the outfield.
That's why with Ben Revere out there, he's not the strongest arm, so the middle infielders have to go further out than normal. And Florimone did throw a P to Doman at home plate.
Busted bat, and that's past Escobar down the line, and the Indians will take the lead. So Kanzler, who hasn't always made solid contact in this series, but he sure is racking up the hits.
He hit his first major league home run here a couple nights ago. This one right here, just getting a ball right down the line. And Escobar, this ball just couldn't get a glove on it.
In the previous at bat, credit Santana with a double. Significant perhaps because if it had been ruled a triple, all he needed was a double to complete the cycle. But now 2 runs for the Indians in the 5th. 2-0 the count. The bunt in the air, foul. And it's 2-1. So the Twins had just taken the lead, and now 3 straight 1-out hits have the Indians back in front. One strike to Lillibridge. Escobar shortened up a little bit at third base now, and it's 1-1. Tampa Bay beat Texas 6-0. B.J. Upton with 3 home runs in the game for the Rays. Casey Fiend warming up with the Indians striking back against Swarzak. 1-2. Squirted to the right side. Carroll scoops and fires. 2 down. Kanzler advances to third. Jason Donald coming to the plate. You can get all your high school sports action with Fox Sports North Prep Zone, presented by Wells Fargo. Each week, get live games on Fox Sports North or Fox Sports North Plus, and online at foxsportsnorth.com. For upcoming schedules and channel information, visit foxsportsnorth.com. Having set a record for the most mentions of Fox Sports North in a promo, we'll give you this schedule. Coming up on Friday, Stillwater at Cretin at 7:30, Hastings at Roseville at 7 o'clock.
And what will that be on?
Fox Sports North.
Ouch.
Oh.
Take that.
I'm going to go get some Pepto-Bismol. Couple runs for the Indians on 3 hits, and they're back in front. been a long first 4.5 innings with 11 runs scored. And the Twins are down a run. Here's Justin Morneau.
A little seesaw going on right now. 4-0 lead for the Indians. Twins fought back for a 5-4 lead. Indians just scored 2 to take a 6-5 lead.
And now Seddon in the same situation. Swarzak was in. We talked about how Swarzak was in position maybe to get a win, and now Seddon is. 1-1 to Morneau. Hit a long home run on a changeup with a man aboard in the third. One and two. Fastball away, 2-2. And breaking pitch down and away. Morneau swings and misses. One down.
Seddon picking up a strikeout. Second batter he has faced. Came in relief of Corey Kluber in the 4th inning.
Brian Doment will hit. Doment with a single and a strikeout. On the outer half with a fastball. Off-speed pitch and a swing and a miss. Doment seems to be getting a pretty steady diet of off-speed pitches. Another one there off the plate. 1-2. Angels now lead the Tigers 3-0. Top of the 3rd inning.
Another changeup.
Busted bat and a roller to short. Lillebrand over to first, 2 down. In conjunction with the retirement of Tom Kelly's number 10, the Twins are selling a complete set of bobbleheads featuring every manager in Twins history. Now, the only place to get this limited edition set of bobbleheads is at twinsbaseball.com. Just a few sets are left. The cost $210 per set, with proceeds benefiting the Twins Community Fund. And for more information, visit twinsbaseball.com. Swinging a foul tip off the bat of Parmalee. 1 strike. Parmalee with a couple of slow rollers to second so far.
Seddon coming in and throwing strikes. 15 pitches, 11 strikes.
With a rather rapid tempo. One and two. Line foul. Look out. Still 1-2. And foul to the net. Bouncer to the right side. Parmalee's been retired on 3 ground balls to the right side. 1, 2, 3, 5th for Seddon.
Today's game against the Indians, we're talking breezy conditions here across the area. Winds will be out of the south between 10 to 20 miles per hour. First pitch temperature at 74.
And I'll do Adrienne one better. We're supposed to get up into the low 90s on Tuesday.
Very nice.
Tomorrow, Samuel Deduno will go for the Twins against Justin Masterson of the Indians.
Yeah, Deduno, he'll be making his third start against the Indians, where Masterson, he'll be making his fourth start this season against the Indians. Masterson's been the workhorse for the Indians. Deduno trying to make an impression for next year's rotation.
And hoping to pitch deep into the ball game. Twins didn't get that from their starter today, Esmeralda Vasquez. They're on their second relief pitcher, Casey Fiend.
Yeah, Casey Fiend has made it. He's been very impressive since coming up from the minor leagues, making his 25th relief appearance. Very good earned run average. Only 19 hits allowed in 26 innings pitched.
Outside, ball one to Lou Marson. Marson, Chu, and Kipnis to face Fiend here in the sixth. 2-0. Marson with a walk and a comebacker to the mound. Anthony's 2-1. The Indians, actually the other night, I think we mentioned they had a terrible August. The Twins were a part of it. Actually in July, when they started an 11-game losing streak for the Indians, 3-1. But the Indians were 5-24 in August, the worst month in Cleveland history. And this team, this franchise, a charter member of the American League, fouled back 3-2. We're mindful of the Twins' terrible May of 1982. The Twins won just 3 games, 3-25 in May, of what turned into a 102-loss season. But Manny Acta had his team in first place for 40 days in the first half of the year.
I think Derek Lowe started the season 6-1.
A couple of times he beat the Twins.
Yep.
Foul back. But you stand back and look at this Cleveland team, and apart from their pitching problems, and they've got plenty of those, this is a lineup that doesn't look like it's going to have a 300 hitter nor a 20 home run hitter, and perhaps not even a man driving in as many as 75 runs.
Right.
Swing and a miss. Fiend comes back to strike out Marson after falling behind.
Yeah, good high fastball right there. Fiend picks up his first out on a strikeout. 93-mile-an-hour pitch. Tough pitch to lay off for hitters.
One gone, and here's Chu, 0 for 1 with a walk and a sacrifice fly. Shadows creeping out onto the field a little earlier with the lateness of the season. And home plate about to be swallowed up in shadows.
We see Fiend getting right back on that rubber. Let's go. Give me the sign. I'm ready to go.
2-1. Up and down this roster, Bert, there are opportunities that have been handed to players. The left field corner and back into the seats. Might be a middle infielder, might be a starting pitcher, or it might be, in the case of Fiend, a relief pitcher. And Fiend seems to be intent on taking full advantage of the opportunity. He's done really well.
Yeah, one of the players that Terry Ryan went out during the winter and signed to, and you don't know what you're going to get. He spent a little bit of time in a couple seasons with the Tigers in 2009 and 10. Only 11 relief appearances coming into this year at the major league level. But since he sent down to Rochester, called up when Nick Blackburn was sent down right or just before the All-Star break, and he has really, I think, impressed a lot of people in the Twins organization.
Liner to Morneau, out number 2.
A guy that works quick, that attacks the strike zone. Kind of a soft line drive out there off the bat of Chu.
He's kind of got the demeanor, though, of a starting pitcher. And by that I mean he's kind of an aggressive guy, throws strikes.
Kind of a bulldog.
Yeah. And usually you associate that term with a starting pitcher, not a relief pitcher. Ball 1. Kipnis 0 for 2 with a walk. Yankees have an 8-3 lead over Baltimore in the 7th inning, trying to even that series at 2 apiece. A strike.
And that's one thing that Fiend has here. You fall behind, you come back, and you throw a strike. Only 8 walks now, 3 intentional in 26 innings pitched.
Lazy fly to center. Revere should put this away.
Good 1-2-3 inning.
Fiend does his job. We'll see if the Twins can get him a run or 2 in the bottom. Inning in the Coors Light freeze can.
Well, this ball off the bat of Ben Lillibridge, and a ball that probably should have been caught right there off the glove of Ben Revere. And again, Lillibridge credited with a double.
The Coors Light freeze can is brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light.
Yeah, that happening in the 2nd inning when the Indians took an early 3-0 lead. So Rogers coming into the ball game. He's been doing a very good job out of that bullpen, making his 34th relief appearance.
Indians purchased Rogers from the Colorado Rockies, where he was having a terrible time at Coors Field and elsewhere, I suppose, too. But with the Rockies, he was 0-2 with an ERA of 8.06. Opponents were hitting .324 against him, and he walked 18 guys in 25 innings. And he's been nothing short of outstanding for the Indians.
Yeah, hard throwing right-hander, hard curveball, and a changeup. Traded over on June 12th.
Mastroeni leading off the Twin 6, taking ball 1. Last time Mastroeni was up, he came to the plate leading off the 4th. The Twins were down a run, and we wondered whether the speed might be a factor in the inning with Mastroeni, Escobar, Florimon, and Revere all due up. Same guys are coming up, and the Twins are down a run again. A called strike, 2-1. Mastroeni hit a ball in front of Kipnis, who bobbled it. Mastroeni reached on an error, stole second, went to third on a wild pitch. A couple of hits followed, and the Twins had a 5-4 lead. 2-2. Three and two.
Rogers, 26 years old, from the Dominican Republic. He came up with Colorado mainly as a starter, and then this year in the bullpen didn't work out. Made 22 major league starts for the Rockies.
And Mastroeni strikes out, 1 away. Century League link high-speed pitch with neither starter able to get through 4 innings.
Yeah, Kluber as high as 94, Vasquez at 95. So both of them short starts. Vasquez at 3 innings and Corey Kluber at 3 2/3 innings. Not what you want out of a starter.
Here's Escobar. Fouled back, strike 1.
Rogers asking Larson to come out. Rogers looks like he has that type of delivery. Nice fluid delivery, and the ball just jumps out of his hand. That last fastball at 95 that struck out Mastroeni looked nice, fluid. Boom, the ball explodes. Just called his catcher out and then shook him off twice.
Escobar backs away. 1-1. Well, there's a whole bunch of pitchers out there, aren't there, who get out of Coors Field and they do great. Jason Hamill of Baltimore,
Jeremy Guthrie,
and now this guy. This one lifted to left. Kanzler running towards the line, makes a tumbling catch at the line. Out number 2.
Yeah, Kanzler does a good job. That ball kind of slicing away from him. And at the last second, leaves his feet to make a nice catch.
Well, if we've replayed it 4 times, then hopefully you won't see it on the web gems or anything like that. It was a nice catch, just not a great catch, right? Here's Florimon. A little pop fly single that drove in a run his last time up. Outside, ball 1. You must have talked to some pitchers who pitched at Coors Field and then got out of there and must have been terribly relieved to not to have to pitch in that place anymore.
You know what? I wish I had the opportunity to pitch there just to see, you know, what it was like there. Why so many pitchers did struggle there. A lot of pitchers had success there too, but more not as much success as more that did.
They say because of the
altitude,
the ballpark is bigger, so there's, you know, much bigger outfield for hits to fall in. But then too, they say that, you know, because of the altitude, there's not as much gravity, so the breaking pitches don't break as much. The sinkers don't sink as much.
I may have given up 80 home runs in that ballpark.
With no gravity?
Oh.
It's like pitching on the moon. 1-1 to Florimon. That kicks away 2-1. Jeremy Guthrie pitching today for Kansas City, and right now the Royals and White Sox are scoreless in the 8th inning, so however long he lasted, he must have pitched well.
He's been pitching very well for the Royals since coming over from Colorado.
So with that in mind, as the Twins try to reconstruct their rotation, my advice would be go find out who's available from the Rockies. Bring them over here. Three and one to Florimon, trying to get aboard with 2 gone in the 6th. Fouled back, 3-2.
Well, the Indians did that, was it last year when they got Jimenez?
Yeah, that didn't work out so good.
No, they used 9 and 15 with an ERA at 5.5.
And Pomerantz and White, the prospects, top prospects they gave up to get them, they're not doing so well with the Rockies either. Full count to Florimon. Great stop at first by Santana, and he feeds the pitcher.
Well, Kanzer's catch may not be a highlight, but this was definitely a highlight type play. Nice play by Carlos Santana.
Story of the game, and as you said, a seesaw affair.
Yeah, Carlos Santana put the Indians on the board with a home run, his 15th of the year, that coming in the 2nd inning. They added a couple more runs, but then Justin Morneau, a big 2-run home run in the 3-run 3rd inning. Twins took the lead 5-4, but Santana again driving in a run with a RBI double, followed by a base hit by Kanzler to make it a 6-5 Indian lead.
I know Asdrubal Cabrera. Actually, this is Matt Laporta hitting for Cabrera. So Cabrera out of the DH spot.
Yeah, you wonder if he's just not feeling good today. You mentioned, his first at bat he struck out against Vasquez on a changeup, and then his 3rd at bat on 3 pitches he struck out. You said that's not Cabrera that we usually see.
Pitch away, and Laporta takes a ball, 1-1. Cabrera had gone 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. To right center field, Revere makes the catch, 1 away. Vikings a 1 today, opening the season against the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Metrodome today, or what do they call Mall of America Field, I'm sorry. Brian Hall and Joan Neeson will have every angle covered. You can read their stories later today at foxsportsnorth.com.
Yeah, a little overtime win for the Vikings, so good way to start.
1 down, here's Michael Brantley. Walk and a single and a pair of runs scored. Outside, ball one. Mentioned that the Indians likely won't have someone on the team with a substantial number of at-bats hitting 300. Brantley has a chance. Sharply hit. Florimone digs it out. Throws to Morneau, 2 down. Before Santana comes to the plate, the Twins will be hosting their 8th annual sports internship and career fair at Target Field September 13th from noon to 3. Organizations and over 450 fair participants. Participants will have the chance to network and explore various career opportunities. For registration information and event details, go to www.twinsbaseball.com/job opportunities or call 800-33-TWINS. Space is limited. Register today. Strike one now to Santana.
The Indians have 6 hits in this ball game, 3 of them off the bat of Santana.
Needs a triple to complete the cycle, and he has 2 of those in the big leagues, none this year. 1-1. You may remember in his 5th inning at bat, he hit one over the head of Revere. There was a play at the plate. Santana went to third, and the ruling was, and I think correctly, Santana got a double, went to third on the throw. 1-2. Travis Hafner on the rug at the Metrodome. The last Cleveland player to hit for the cycle. I'll have to check. I think 7 players in Cleveland history have hit for the cycle, and they've all been on the road. There's a strike on the outside corner, and Santana won't get his triple, if at all, in his 7th inning at bat. McDonald's. Right now, you can get 20 crispy chicken McNuggets for just $4.99 at McDonald's. And by AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T. Rethink possible. Beautiful Sunday afternoon. Twins trying to come from behind again to retake the lead and win a ball game here against the Indians. Down 4-0. Came back, had a 5-4 lead. Indians answered with a pair of runs. Final game of the series coming up tomorrow. Esmiel Rogers, who did a nice job in the bottom third of the Twins lineup, will now face the top third. Revere, Carroll, and Mauer. Ezekiel Pereira in left field now for Cleveland.
Yeah, Rogers 15 pitches, 8 for strikes, and a 1-2-3. 6th inning.
So Revere, Carroll, and Mauer will try to do something here in the home half of the 7th. Revere with a single, 1 stolen base. He had a, I don't know, can you have a second stolen base called back? Like a punt return.
Little umpire's interference.
Yep, foul back off the bat of Revere, 1 strike. Revere hoping to get aboard. 1 strike. Strike 2. Guy who was very erratic with his control with the Rockies. And he has found his control, at least so far, with his new team. 1 and 2. 8 walks, 43 in the 3rd innings. 1 of those walks intentional. Just missed the corner at 98 miles per hour.
A nice fluid motion. Again, that ball just comes out of his hand so nicely in the upper 90s.
And a little nubber. Marson's got his hands full. Revere's aboard. Not much you can do. And Revere legs out a leadoff hit.
Well, for Ben Revere, his 2nd hit of the ball game, picked up an RBI single in the 4th. Swinging bunt. Marson has to come out from behind home plate. And all in one motion trying to get it over to Santana, but Revere hustling down that line. Takes it out. Twins get their 9th hit of the ball game.
Not so much a question of whether Ben Revere will try to steal here, but will he use a head first slide or a feet first slide? And Rogers fires a pickoff throw.
Twins haven't seen a lot of Rogers, so I'm sure what they're going to see first is, does he use a high leg kick? Does he utilize the slide step toward home plate? How quick is he home?
And Carroll lifts the first pitch foul out of play. Singled and scored in the 3rd. Was at the plate when umpire's interference was called. A half swing and a strike. 2 strikes now to Carroll. Revere had stolen 2nd, and on the next pitch took off for 3rd. And home plate umpire David Rackley interfered unintentionally with Marson's throw. Years ago, the Twins got a relief pitcher. If you look at the Twins bullpen, Kyle Waldrop and Jared Burton, fouled away by Carroll. Twins got a relief pitcher that had the same track record, I guess, of Rogers, Juan Maria, a hard-throwing right-hander who had problems throwing strikes, and the Twins could never figure him out. He lasted a couple of weeks with the major league club and then left the organization. So far, so good, though, for Rogers and the Indians. Up high to Carroll, 1 and 2. Carroll takes off the plate, 2 and 2.
Rogers has given the Twins, at least Ben Revere, a couple different looks. A long pause, and then right there he kind of came set and threw home. Kind of changed it up a little bit.
Lifted foul. It'll peel back into the seats. Your experience, this shadow now that's come out halfway between the mound and home plate. How much of a factor is that on a hitter?
I don't think as much right now because the pitcher's still in the sunshine. You know, I think you can still see the rotation of the ball, but as that shadow starts to creep toward the pitcher and get behind the pitcher, then I think it'll be a little more difficult as the sun is right behind that pitcher.
That's just foul. He got it past Donald, pulled it. And with Carrera playing over in left center field, that certainly would have been an RBI. Well, an RBI bringing Revere in from first base to be sure.
Yeah, Donald, diving for that ball right now, actually dove into foul territory, just missing that line.
Another 2-2. There goes Revere, and the pitch fouled back. Had a good jump.
Had a good jump, but Carroll with 2 strikes. He's got to be swinging at anything close. He fouled it off.
4 2-strike fouls in this at bat.
I think Carroll has seen nothing but fastballs.
Ninth pitch of the at bat. Revere stays put, and the pitch fouled away over the Twins dugout. Everybody taking their time in this at bat, including Rogers. Mauer on deck. He's hoping to at least get the game tied up here in the 7th. Blue Jays ended up completing a sweep of the Red Sox at Fenway Park, 4-3.
Boston just tumbling.
In last place by 2 games now in the East. Revere goes. It's ball 3, and Revere steals the bag easily. His second steal, and for the record, he went in head first this time.
He almost slid over the bag again.
You know, I guess part of that is good because we saw 2 of his feet first slide. He slides late, and that's why there's so much momentum through the bag.
This might be the first breaking ball. Looks like a pretty good pitch. Instead, it's ball 3, and then Ben Revere got a pretty good jump. Sliding past the bag. Watch Ben Revere right here, trying to hook the corner and hold on to the bag. Again, sliding past the bag.
And Carroll flares one foul. 6 2-strike fouls.
Even in this at bat, this is your typical Jamie Carroll at bat. He's still going to try to hit that ball now, hopefully towards Santana or Kipnis over at second. Get Ben Revere over to third, maybe for Joe Mauer to pick up an RBI.
And that inside move, because Revere tried to steal third right after stealing second back in the fourth inning. Couple of looks, and now Revere gets trapped off the bag, and he's tagged out. So Revere with a base running blunder on the comebacker to the mound.
You have to make sure that ball gets by the pitcher. Ben already had committed, and a nice play by Rogers right there, just running down Revere for the out. Getting that ground ball and then running at him. Run him back to the bag, the little fake bump. And then he tags out Ben Revere. That way Carroll cannot advance. Run him back to the bag. First out.
Niebla coming to the mound here with Mauer at the plate. Well, that Revere got trapped off second means first base is occupied. Maybe that will change how the Indians pitch to Mauer here. He's hit the ball hard 3 times. A solid single to center in the first, a triple to the gap in right center in the third, and then a line out to center field in the fourth. So he has been on the ball and hit it hard 3 times today. Strike over the inside corner. Breaking pitch. Mauer swings and misses. 0-2.
Yeah, good breaking ball, good location. After a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, an 82-mile-an-hour breaking ball.
Morneau's home run earlier was on an 0-2 pitch. And Mauer fouls one over the screen. Twins with 3 runs in the third, 2 in the fourth. Indians with 3 in the second, 1 in the third, 2 in the fifth. Breaking pitch, this time lifted over the roof of the Cleveland dugout.
Yeah, their breaking ball left up a little bit, and Joe fouled it off.
The power that Mauer has shown here at Target Field, and there hasn't been as much as Joe would like. Fastballs have been hit out to center field, and the ones that have been pulled have typically been breaking balls, like the one that Rogers just threw him that he's pulled down the right field line.
And another breaking ball.
And Mauer shoots it to the left field corner. Fair. Carroll round second, on his way to third. They're going to wave him in. Carrera, no, they're going to stop him late. And Carroll with a belly flop back to third base. Steve Little waved him home and then almost gave him a bear hug to stop him.
Well, you wave him through the bag, like keep coming, and he's watching Carrera, how quick he got to that ball. And Carrera got to that ball, even though it deflected off of that short wall in left field. Very nicely. Joe just taking that ball down the left field line. He'll get a double. See the little carom right there. Carrera getting it, barehanding it, getting it back in, and good call right there by Steve Little. Get him back to the bag. I don't think Carroll would have scored.
Morneau will be walked to fill the bases. Morneau with 2 strikeouts and the home run on the 0-2 pitch. So a walk now to fill the bases, and Doma will come up in a big spot.
Joe Mauer picks up his 3rd hit of the ball game on his 29th double.
Morneau trots to first.
Manny Acta coming out. There'll be a pitching change. I'd rather see Ryan Domet as a right-handed hitter.
Does that mean we're going to see a left-hander again?
I believe so. Another lefty.
And so coming out of the Cleveland bullpen will be Tony Sipp, with the Twins threatening big time here in the 7th. One out. He'll hit as a right-handed batter, as Bert said, because Tony Sipp, the left-hander, veteran left-hander out of the Cleveland bullpen, enters the game.
Yeah, Tony Sipp worked in last night's ball game, 1 inning, a 7th inning. Threw only 9 pitches, 7 for strikes. He'll come at Domet with a good fastball and a hard slider.
Twins lead the American League in sacrifice flies. Domet has 8 of them. And he'll come in here hoping to do significantly more than that, but settling, I think, for a fly ball that would tie the game.
How about a gapper? That'd even be better.
Given what else is happening in town here, a very nice crowd here at Target Field with the Vikings playing across town. And they've seen the Twins come back once, hoping for another one.
It's nice to see the fans are into this. I mean, here, you got 2 ball clubs that are having not good years, and here the Twin fans are trying to root on Ryan Domet right here.
Twins filling the bases here with 1 out in the 7th. The only one retired this inning was the base runner, Ben Revere. That's to right field. Chu's got a really good arm. He's going to make the catch, and only bluffing a tag is Carroll, with Domet not being able to hit it deep enough.
Yeah.
And that's a big second out, and will leave the game for Parmalee. For the inning, anyway.
He got the fastball just a little late, hit that fly ball to Chu that came hustling in, and the Twins know all about his great arm out in right field. Getting behind the ball and then going to Marson in the air. No chance for Carroll to tag up.
Now Parmalee looking for his first hit. He's hit 3 ground balls to the right side. Off-speed pitch over for a strike.
That's the slider by Sipp.
over the Cleveland dugout. 2 quick strikes to
another
Parmalee.
Slider.
Marson brings him a new baseball. Couple of hits and an intentional walk to fill the bases.
Yeah, Sip, 29 years old in his 4th season with the Indians.
0-2 to the Twins right fielder. Base hit right field. Carroll scores. Mauer to the plate. He scores, and Parmalee delivers. And another big hit on an 0-2 count.
That slider hung right there, and Parmalee waited back nicely and hit it on the ground between first and second. With 2 outs, everybody taking off on contact, allows Joe Mauer to score from second base. Hit a breaking ball. It was down, but Parmalee finding that hole into right field. Carroll scores, and Mauer follows.
So Parmalee having a frustrating day at the plate with 3 ground balls to the right side. Hit a sharp one through the hole, and the Twins have the lead. Sip retires the switch hitter Domit, but he can't get Parmalee out. So the Twins have regained the lead here with a clutch 2-out hit by Chris Parmalee. Well, the Twins needing a big 2-out hit. Parmalee dug himself an 0-2 hole, but he got the job done.
That just shows, you know, you don't take your previous at-bats up there with you. And Parmalee got a pitch that he could drive into right field. So a big 2-run single by Chris Parmalee, driving in his 16th and 17th run, have given the Twins a 7-6 lead. Joe Smith coming into the ball game. He worked here a couple nights ago through 2/3 of an inning, making his 61st relief appearance. Underarm type delivery from Joe Smith.
Mastroianni takes strike 1. You know, as we're working our way perhaps through the entire Cleveland bullpen, you can see one of the reasons they were in first place for 40 days. They've got a pretty good bullpen, including the guy at the end, Chris Perez. Now it's 0-2 to Mastroianni.
Yeah, Smith in his 4th season with the Indians, coming over from the Met organization.
And Mastroianni fights one off. 2 strikes. Jared Burton warming up. And Tapper foul to the backstop. And into extra innings in Chicago, scoreless through 9 between the Royals and White Sox. A couple of men on board for Mastroianni. Another chopper foul. When you throw from where Smith does, typically the ball sinks a lot, and I think we've seen that in this Mastroianni at bat.
Yeah, good sinker from down there, and then that sweeping breaking ball.
The release point is different, and now the shadow almost all the way out to the pitching rubber. Outside on a close pitch. When in doubt, check Foxtrot. Yankees beat Baltimore 13-3. They're back on top in the East by a game. Slow breaking ball. The frisbee.
There's that sweeper.
Mastroianni strikes out, but the Twins get a big 2-run single with 2 out by Chris Parmelee.
Copyrighted telecast presented by the authority of the Minnesota Twins and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Minnesota Twins, LLC. And Jared Burton coming into the ball game, hopefully for a quick 1-2-3-8 inning. Good job by Casey Fiend, 2 shutout innings. He retired all 6 batters he was asked to get out. And I think, we talked about the Indians bullpen. You talked about that. There's some great numbers out of the Twins bullpen.
Yeah.
So that's one of the strengths this year for the starting staff, has been their bullpen. And both these bullpens, the Indians and the Twins, have pitched a lot of innings because of the inconsistency of the starting staff.
But yet the critical relievers for the Twins, like Burton and Perkins, have gone through periods of underuse. You know, the Twins had to run Perkins out the other day just because he hadn't pitched in 5 days. And so he has pitched in back-to-back days. And I asked Ron Gardenhire this morning about, Perkins being used in 3 days in a row, something the Twins would like him to be able to do if he's going to be a full-time closer next year. And Burton's presence here in the 8th inning might suggest that Perkins played catch today and said, yeah, I'm good, let's go. There's a bunt up the line and a roll foul. And then I also asked about Jarrett Burton, under the assumption he'll be back with the Twins next year. Would they use him more liberally in back-to-back, maybe even back-to-back-to-back games? And Ron Gardenhire said yes, he would be a year removed then from, you know, his shoulder issues of a year ago.
Yeah, the average pitcher would like to throw between 12 and 16 pitches an inning. That's kind of what even relievers would like to do that. Burton yesterday used today because he threw 15 pitches yesterday.
Right.
You know, Perkins might be able to go back to back to back because it was 13 2 days ago, 14 yesterday.
Check swing, but he went. And Carrera's gone on strikes. And that was the point Ron Gardenhire made, too. It depends on how tough and how long the outing is.
Right.
So a good start for Burton's outing, however long it lasts.
Carrera able to hold up, and he's a strikeout victim for Burton.
Lillibridge will hit. Breaking ball left up high. Lillibridge with the drive to right center that bounced out of Revere's glove. And then a sacrifice flying grounder to second.
You can see the shadows almost, you know, between the legs of Burton right now, and hitters always complain, you know, in the shadows, tough to pick up the rotation of the baseball. Burton's still in the sun, but the shadows right in front of him.
Outside, 2-1. Swing and a miss, 2-2.
Good fastball, good location down in the strike zone.
You know, you in talking about Vasquez, and I mentioned that his best pitch was considered to be the changeup, but you still need the fastball to set it up.
Yeah, exactly. Right there, 93-mile-an-hour fastball. We saw Vasquez, I believe, at 94, 95. So he's got a good enough fastball to get ahead with the fastball and then mix in the changeup. That's a changeup right there. And Burton's changeup has some movement on it. It's not a straight change. It has some dip to it.
Yeah. Anderson talking with Gene Glenn, the Rochester manager this year, who will be with the team for the rest of this season. We'll see, for better or worse, a lot of familiar faces in the dugout. Heading back our way. You ready? You ready? He didn't look the least bit ready.
Well, I wasn't even close to us. I was just hoping that the fans in front of us sitting down here were ready. And they were.
Two and two. Oh, inside, and he got smoked. The arm or the ribs. Burton hits Lillibridge and puts him aboard with one out.
Yeah, last thing you want to do is hit somebody here, especially a guy like Lillibridge, because he's known more for his defenses than his offense. That fastball just got away from Burton.
The back of the left arm, maybe. Jason Donald will hit with a man aboard. And Burton throws the changeup low. Ball one. Fighting some bugs out there.
And Lillibridge at first base. Good speed, 11 stolen bases in 13 attempts. Twins keeping an eye on him.
There he goes. The pitch driven to the gap in right center. Revere won't get it, and it'll go all the way to the wall, and it'll score the tying run. Donald around second on his way to third, and the throw hits Donald and is buried under the pile there someplace. So Donald splits the gap in right center, and we're tied at 7.
Yeah, middle infield tried to get Littlebridge to slow down at second base, but the ball hit in the gap. And once Littlebridge saw where that ball was, he scores. He was taken off on this pitch. The ball getting past Ben Revere. Parmalee gets it back in, but Littlebridge and his speed scores as Donald gets a triple. His first triple of the year, driving in his 9th run.
Casey Kochman is going to hit in what was Marson's spot with the go-ahead run at third. 1 out, and now the infield in. Tapper to Morneau. Looking at the runner, he'll go to the bag, and that pinch hitting appearance lasts 1 pitch. 2 away. And that'll bring up Shin-Soo Choo. So Burton hitting Lillibridge with a 2-strike pitch. And then the next man up ties the game with a triple. And now the best Burton can hope for is to come off the field in a tie game. Nice block by Domet, ball 1. Outside 2-0.
Brian Dunsing starting to loosen up in the Twins bullpen.
Swing and a miss. With Choo waving at the changeup. As changeups go, it's a pretty quick one. You see it in the mid-80s with movement. And missing down and away, 3-1. First and second base are open. Kipnis on deck. And Burton didn't seem too intent on throwing it down the middle to Choo, so he walks, and that'll bring up Kipnis. Kipnis 0 for 3 with a walk. And Ron Gardenhire coming to the mound here. He may bring Dunsing in to face Kipnis. So a rare time when Burton starts an inning but doesn't finish it. That said, I have not seen. Now he's taking the baseball from Burton. So there will be a pitching change, and it will be Brian Dunsing coming in to try to retire Jason Kipnis and keep this a 7-all game. Tonight in the wraparound series, and it's a Schweigert $1 a dog day. The first 20,000 Schweigert hot dogs will be sold for $1. Limit 2 per customer. Good seats are available. Check out pricing at twinsbaseball.com or call 800-33-TWINS.
Yeah, fourth reliever used by Rick Anderson, Ron Gardenhire so far here this afternoon. Brian Dunsing, who worked in yesterday's 3-0 win over the Indians, threw 13 pitches, 8 first strikes. 1, 2, 3, 7th inning. He worked, making his 48th appearance overall.
Kipnis will hit against Dunsing with the go-ahead run at third. 2 away. And Kipnis only hitting .215 against left-handed pitching this year, so the move makes sense. We'll see if it works. Strike 1. Fouled away, 2 strikes.
Got a pitch right there he probably should have done something with. So now Dunsing ahead 0-2.
This is what you were talking about before, though, where the mound now is covered in shadows and the batter's eye is in the bright sunshine.
Yeah, hitters say it's tough to pick up the rotation.
Runner at first goes, and Kipnis taps it foul. And that nailed David Rackley. And Doma will go to the mound, and Rackley will take a little time to try to recover. Two strikes to Kipnis. Runner at first goes, pitched up back to the mound. Dunsing turns and fires, gets the out. The Twins give up the tying run, but Dunsing strands 2 aboard.
Overtime. We might have extra time today in the form of extra innings. It's a seesaw battle, 7-7, as the Twins come to bat in the 8th. Stay with us right after the game for Twins Live, presented by CenturyLink. We'll take you through all the ups and the downs this game has had. The Twins have had a big lead. They've been behind. They've clawed back. They had a lead late. They lost that lead. They're trying to regain that lead. We'll take you inside the clubhouse. We'll hear from Ron Gardenhire. You won't want to miss our instructional. Guys, we'll put you on the field, and for you youngsters out there, we're going to teach you how to play catch like a big leaguer. Everybody goes out and plays catch. The daughters and the dads, the moms and the sons, they all go out and play catch, but we're going to show you how to do it just like the big guys today. And Twins Live, presented by CenturyLink.
Yeah, Escobar lining out to left, and see how stupid I am. I just thought, even big leaguers, you play catch, I had the ball, I'd throw it to you, then you'd catch it.
No,
and then you'd throw it back
to me. You throw it to me over my head, I go get it, and then I throw it to you.
Okay. Casey Kochman in the game at first base. Santana catching.
Yeah, Santana now asked to catch. As Marson was pinch hit for by Kochman. Top of the 8th inning.
Florimon takes a strike.
And Joe Smith, if that's his real name, still out there on the mound for the Indians.
Hey, you shouldn't kid like that around the Indians. They had a Fausto Carmona that became Roberto Hernandez. Smith quickly retires Florimon, 2 down, and that'll bring up Ben Revere. Kansas City's got a couple of runs in the top of the 10th against Chicago. Glenn Perkins down on the pen, even in a tie game. At this point, for the home team, they can't have a save situation, and it looks like Perkins is going to pitch the ninth. Revere's had an interesting day. He's got a couple of hits, drove in a run with a single and a bunt up the line, and Kochman missed him, but or tagged him. At any rate, Revere out for going out of the baseline.
Quick inning.
He's gone on one pitch. Seven apiece as we go to the 9th inning. Brian Dunsing still out there for the Twins, and he delivers strike 1 to Matt Laporta. Laporta hit in the 7th in place of Asdrubal Cabrera. Haven't gotten any word as to why that change was made, but Laporta is second at bat of this game. Bounce toward the hole. Florimon at it in the glove, and Laporta will reach with an infield hit. 5th hit of the season for Laporta. They've all been singles, and now he'll be lifted for a pinch runner.
Yeah, he had to reach out and get that ball, and don't know if Florimon would have been able to get Laporta, but able to get it, and in the exchange dropped the ball.
Vinny Rotino is going to run, and we'll see what Brantley is asked to do here. Indians really don't like, and I know Brantley's hitting cleanup, but he only has 6 home runs in over 500 at bats, so he's not your typical cleanup hitter. But the Indians really don't like sacrifice bunting. They've only done it 12 times this year. And Lifted foul and out of play. Now, the Twins have bunted successfully 29 times for a sacrifice.
I think if it's the lower part of the lineup, a lot depends on who's coming up. Brantley, one of the better hitters for the Indians, so you don't want to take his at bat away by a sacrifice.
1-1. Santana's the next hitter. He's a switch hitter. He's got 3 hits today. Chopper. Carroll fires to first. And Carroll with the decision to make there as the ball was approaching, so was the runner. And he got the sure out at first base.
Just out of the reach of Dunsing. And it was Carroll that had to come in and get that ball and get the out at first. Just over his glove.
So that's Santana, who hit a long home run to right, then a single and a double. He was called out on strikes in the 7th. Outside, ball 1. Santana a little more dangerous as a right-handed batter.
The average higher, hitting at 275 as a right-handed hitter compared to 230 as a left-handed.
Breaking pitch at 75 floats over and gets a swinging strike.
Might have got away with a high breaking ball.
Sharply hit. Carroll gobbles it up. 2 down, and Routine moves over to third. Rotino, I beg your pardon. And now Ezekiel Carrera, who's hitting in what was Kinsler's spot. Dunsing has done a nice job. He's completed 4 at-bats on 12 pitches. And now he'll try to get Carrera to keep this a 7-7 game.
Yeah, Carrera took over in left field in the 7th inning. Hitting for the 2nd time. He struck out in the 8th inning. First batter that Burton faced.
1-0. And now a called strike. Two and 1. Time call. Two and 1. The outside corner that evens the count.
Well, Gilman sat out there and Dunsing hit the glove.
Box track said
strike.
That was a pitcher's pitch, right?
Yep.
Rolled toward the Cleveland dugout. 2-2 to Carrera. That's to center. Revere coming in. Mesa dive. Great catch. Ben Revere lays out for the final out of the ninth. And 9.
Yeah, the Indians had a lead, the Twins had a lead. Back to the Indians, back to the Twins, now tied at 7 apiece. And a little energy boost right here from Ben Revere going into the bottom of the ninth inning. Nice concentration, nice running catch for the final out off the bat of Carrera. And Dunsing saying, yes, thank you very much. Now let's get Brian Dunsing a win here in the bottom of the ninth.
Twins have had 4 walk-off wins here, but not recently. July 30th, the last. They beat the White Sox here on a Jamie Carroll sacrifice fly, and it's Carroll that will lead off the ninth inning against Vinny Pistano.
Pistano working a couple nights ago here. 1 inning, he did give up a couple hits and a run.
So the walk-off winning at-bats have been provided by Willingham twice, Span once, and Carroll. Fly ball to center. And Brantley back for the first out. How about a little Twins history? Joe Mauer has singled, doubled, and tripled.
Be a nice way to end the day, wouldn't it, with that home run?
Walk-off home run.
It was Joe Mauer who singled off of Pistano here in the 8th inning a couple nights ago, and then later scored on Willingham's RBI double.
Mauer has hit the ball sharply all 4 times today. A single to center, a screaming line drive, tripled to the gap in right center in the 3rd, lined out to left center in the 4th, and doubled to the left field corner. He takes up high, ball 1. Snapped his bat and a bouncer to first. Kochman to the bag, 2 outs.
They got into the kitchen of Joe Mauer right there.
So now Morneau, who hit a 2-run home run to start the Twins actually didn't. The Twins were down 4-1, having scored once earlier in the inning, and he took an 0-2 changeup and hammered it into the seats in right. Deep to right field, and gone! A walk-off home run for Morneau.
Remember earlier in the ballgame, I said the Twins would like to see Justin hit more home runs here.
2 today.
A game-winning home run for Justin Morneau, his 19th of the year. It's the 4th time this season that Justin has had a 2-home-run game.
Just the 4th home run allowed by Pistano all year long.
A line drive home run. Wow.
And just fair down the right field line. In dramatic fashion, Justin Morneau delivers our Jimmy John's delivery of the game.
5th career walk-off home run for Justin Morneau. And a good ball game for the Twins. They kept battling back, as the Indians did, but it's Justin Morneau and the Twins that won at the end, 8-7.
You'll hear from Justin Morneau. First, we got to hand it over to Tom Hanneman. Tom?